C.S. Lewis was a writer. He was also a teacher. Most people associate him with Oxford University. He later taught in Cambridge University as well. Lewis's path to Christianity is a fascinating one. Nothing simple and straightforward. He grew up in a church, but when his mom had abdominal cancer, he thought, what use is Christianity to me? And he bailed on it and then became an atheist, self-proclaimed through his teenage years. That was his starting place. It was a long intellectual journey through philosophical idealism, to pantheism, to theism, and ultimately to Christianity. And what did the trick for him for Christianity is, one, being convinced that the facts as claimed in the scripture are true, historically true. Two, that his path of reason, and three, his path of imaginative development all came together in a focal point when he was in his early 30s. And when that all converged, he converted. And after that, there was no looking back. C.S. Lewis, apostle to the skeptics, he's been there. He knows how doubters and questioners think because he was one. And through that long process of working through the answers, he got clarity. He's master of the analogy. He's always explaining the unknown in terms of the known, something ordinary and familiar.
If the whole universe has no meaning, we should never have found out that it has no meaning. Just as, if there were no light in the universe, and therefore no creatures with eyes, we should never know it was dark. Dark would be without meaning.
Why do people read them? Because, it's like Coleridge said of reading the Bible and why it was a special book. He said, because when I read that, it reads me. And I find when I'm reading Lewis, there are new discoveries about who I am, about what the world is like, about who God is, about the nature of relationships and how to make them better, and what nobility is like.
I believe in Christianity as I believe that the sun has risen, not only because I see it, but because by it I see everything else.
He says, if you start with science and end with science, you can't fit theology and the arts and the whole imaginative world into that. There's no room for making moral judgments and discernments. But if you start with the supernatural, then it has plenty of room for things like science and answers questions that science can't give us. All our experiences in life are constantly suggesting something bigger, something that is never quite fulfilled by earthly experience. So Lewis found this to be a pointer to something eternal, supernatural, that is fulfilled in the life beyond this one, for which this one is a preparation.
We are half-hearted creatures, fooling about with drink and sex and ambition when infinite joy is offered us. We are far too easily pleased.
In the Chronicles of Narnia and others of Lewis's fiction, sure, there's lots of evil for goodness to battle, but what attracts us is not just the battle between good and evil, but characters who are incredibly good.